On June 29th, we were coming through, going to Illinois.
My parents were headed up from Arizona. They were going to spend the month of July with me up in Chicago with my kids and family.
We stopped to have something to eat, and then my husband said, we're going to ride 1 more hour. All of a sudden, I heard my big son say, Dad, what are you doing? And all of a sudden, boom, it crashed. I remember waking up, my son was on top of me, and I kept telling him, get off, you're hurting me, you're hurting me. He said he couldn't move. He said he's hurt.
The condition of the RV was, basically demolished. Chairs were on top of the couch. There was food all over the floor.
They took my husband out first because he was in the driver's seat, and then they had to cut the passenger seat out to get my son and I out.
I'm in Illinois, and they're in a small town, Ottawa, Kansas. I don't even know where that's at, How do I get there? Do I fly? Do I drive? Do I need to come right away?
I wish I know how he crashed. I don't know. The only thing I can think of is he fell asleep. He had to.
When a vehicle went airborne, rollover, that kind of mechanism, they're out there in the field extracting people from the wreck. They alert us that we're going to have a trauma activation.
Darlene's son was the first to arrive. We knew there were 3 coming, and we knew they were all involved in the same accident. Shortly after he rolled in, Darlene's husband came in as well. I did a really quick, what's called a fast ultrasound or a trauma ultrasound, checking for the presence of any blood in his belly because he was complaining of some abdominal discomfort.
She had several things. She had a non-operative shoulder fracture, proximal humerus. She had a wrist fracture, and she had a complicated hip fracture on the left side, and she had a bunch of rib fracture.
He had just a lot of fluid in his belly, and at that point you can't tell just on ultrasound whether this is blood or just regular fluid. So we made the decision, or I made the decision right then, that he needed to be transferred immediately.
I never thought, he was a truck driver all of his life. I never thought that he would die in an accident in a vehicle,
He was wide awake, alert, conscious, told me his medical history, what medicines he was on, and I think when he got to Overland Park, he was actually alert and oriented pretty well there, and then had a pretty sudden deterioration.
Phone rang again, and I just knew at that time that something wasn't right.
She said, your husband didn't make it. And I said, no, you're wrong, Said he had he came here with me. I know he's here. She said no.
You feel kind of helpless in that situation because you're not with the people you love and who need you, and you're so far away, and you just feel helpless.
You think of something that you used to do together. You see 2 people walking hand in hand, because he always held my hand. I knew he was going to go home someday. I didn't think it'd be this way. I just wish we could just have a little bit longer, just to say something.
There are 2 peas in a pod where he was, she was, and, they were very close. It's very difficult to watch her grieve and know that he's not going to be here anymore with us.
Darlene was sad. She's grieving. She lost her husband. She's in a strange place with strange people looking over her. She knows her son has been injured. And so you can't just go in and focus just on the fact that her ribs hurt and her wrist is broken and her leg is broken. You have to focus on the fact that her heart's broken. And you have to address that. And so Darlene and I sat and talked about that.
The first thing that she said was, my ribs are really, really hurting, and my husband died. That was the first thing that we dealt with, was her emotional pain.
I can't stress how important it is that the entire patient has to be looked at as a whole and not just, pieces and parts here and whatever your particular role in the care is.
And so I took most of the morning to just be there and work her through in a slow process. Yes, you're still grieving, and here's what we need to do today. And she said, I can do it.
They knew that you were hurting, but they were there to ease the pain for you too, you know, by just talking to you. The people were just unbelievable kind.
Do anything? Well, let's try it again. Try to pull it back.
We are just an extension of your family, and I think that that's the Ransom way, is that, you know, when you come here as a patient, you're not a patient, but you're just an extension of our immediate family here at the hospital.
With her surgeries, her scars look phenomenal. She's 2 months out and she's starting to walk. You know, they did a great job, so I have to look at what the positive is in this, and you know, that they're still here with me.
Ottawa, Kansas, who would have thought? It's like a little Mayberry town, Ottawa, Kansas, you know.
These people took the time out of their day to go to the shelter, get the dog, go home and get us food. They even offered to bring my laundry to the local laundromat for me.
I feel very thankful. I feel very thankful. I think they did a hell of a job on me. Or, excuse me, a good job on me.
My mom's care has aided in her long-term recovery process.
It might be a little hospital, but I'll tell you, they do a big job.
In my opinion, the places that need the best surgeons and the best doctors are the places away from the city. You have to be really good at what you do if you're out there by yourself. I have seen this hospital thrive and grow and improve, and it's a daily and ongoing thing. And I think now slowly that people are beginning to recognize the unbelievable source of care that they have at Ransom Memorial Hospital. We provide top-notch care with an edge, and that edge over the big city is that we provide top-notch care with a human touch, with a heart, with a family.
The words can't describe, you know, the appreciation that we have for them.
I appreciate everything that they've done for me. I really, really care about each and every one of them, and words cannot express the gratitude I have for this facility.